Hello and welcome along to a new series of Roadside Botany, mid-autumn. Probably not the best time to be doing anything in terms of botanising roadsides, but we'll see if there's any October surprises along the way. And first off, the ubiquitous common ivy, heterohelix. Aeon in Irish, coming from Old Irish, I believe meaning clothes or covering because it covers everything. But despite its unruly and tenacious nature, it does serve a purpose as it's great food for birds like robins and wood pigeons and bees. It's been shown by the University of Sussex that at this time of year, 89% of the pollen in their pollen pellets are made up of ivy pollen. So really beneficial for honeybees and other bees, hoverflies and so on. Look at this divil here, creeping thistle, Cirsium arvens, Phyocodon rea. Phyocodon is a beautiful word, I'm sure you'll agree. All the thistles in Irish are called Phyocodon, like Phyocodon mura, which is the milk thistle, I believe. Give it a little tickle, a tickle for your thistle. Not as harsh as it looks, but yeah, beautiful flower when it's popping off. And yeah, great. We got a bit of bush veg, Vicia sepium, a pea, passer fion in Irish, which is basically wild pea or wild pulse. Pinnate leaves, purplish flowers when it's popping off, turning to blue as it ages. And like most leguminous plants, it's a nitrogen fixer and sequestering nitrogen from the air, and always nice to see it, flowering or not. Chilling beside that, we've got Herb Robert, or if you're less fancy, Herb Robert, Geranium Robertianum, Ruhel Ree. Not 100% sure on the etymology of the first part of that. Ree certainly means king. I like to think it means creeping king or wandering king. Creeping King Robert, maybe. Yeah, I think over stateside they call it Stinking Bob because when it's crushed, it stinks. But you know, still beautiful little pink flowers, little stripes on them as well, and interesting leaves. And given a mild winter, it can be popping off all throughout winter. So, you know, you're not going to see much else. So you'll be seeing Herb Robert. A nice one. And one of the first plants that I learned, because it's sort of everywhere and a beautiful little thing. Red stems there as well. How are you getting on? Now a bramble. So there's like hundreds of subspecies of brambles. Rubus fructicosus, Dris in Irish, and yeah, great for pollinators and great for humans for jams and compots and whatnots. Thorny bookers, so makes some great protection for nesting birds and that. Here we have a specimen that's probably seen better days. Hart's tongue fern, a native fern to Ireland. Splenium scolopendrium, I believe. Looking a bit rusty here, but I think it can be in cultivation. It's I believe you can divide a root division like for propagation, but you'll see here normally on the backs there's like these spores, little spore strips, and when they dry out they'll fall around the base of the clump and new babies will form. Oh, it's the yellow lad himself. This is, I believe, ragworth, and a noxious weed. You'll be fined if you have that growing on your land now. But you know, it serves a purpose, you know, if nothing else, a habitat for little creatures and critters and whatnots. And they're kind of nice leaf as well, but harmful to humans and all. There's a haggard version of it down the road, seen better days, but a nice flushy yellow. Walrue, same family, I believe, as the former fern we were looking at. Yeah, a real invader of masonry. You'll find it commonly on walls. And yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, common on walls and popping out from cracks and crevices, Mexican fleabane, Erigarin carvinskianus, and Nunine bala in Irish. Nunine is daisy, basically, in a lovely word, Nunine, and bala is wall, so wall daisy, quite straightforward. Thankfully, unlike some of them, which are an absolute head melt after a while. But Nunine bala, fleabane. I think that they used to say it repels fleas, and then there's a thought that the seeds kind of resemble fleas, but it's kind of one of those ones. The etymology is kind of lost, or at least muddied and murky. But if you like this kind of crack, wandering along the roadside and checking out plants and what can be seen, like and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. Hopefully we can learn a bit together. Goodness knows I've some learning to do. This is a sedge, drooping sedge or pendulous sedge. Sedges have edges, remember, and reeds are round, and grasses have nodes right down to the ground. And this, I believe, is a native sedge, but it also is a garden escapee. It has drooping flowers as well. No flowers popping off right now. Common kind of, people put it around ponds and that. Oh, another creeping thistle getting a look in there. That one a little bit more vicious looking. But oh, speaking of vicious, the acidic little hairs, once the hairs come off this bad boy, you get a little bit of acid, and it stings to bejesus how you. Common nettle, also stinging nettle. And most Irish kids know that you need to get yourself a dock leaf. That is how you solve the sting of the nettle. Many people I know, I used to live beside a woman who made soup out of it. I did a course with a woman who made tea. Really high iron and vitamin C content, more iron than spinach. So if iron's your thing, get that spinach into you. Like and subscribe, please. I'd very much appreciate it. We can ramble these roads together, even in the depths of winter. There's always something to see. Like this smooth hawksbeard, digga 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 din din. Crepus capillaris, or creepus. But then creepus could make you think like that's creeping around the place, but it actually comes from a Latin word meaning sandal or slipper. So probably from the fruits or the seeds, I'm not really sure. And there's, again, the etymology of common names and Irish names can get very murky. Oh, there's our old friend again. Geranium robertianum, Herb Robert. They say it's named after a 10th century French monk, Robert of Molesme, I believe. But again, like I was just saying, some people say it comes from the Latin meaning red plant, because the flower stems are red and the leaves tend to turn red as well. But it's part of one of the joys of figuring out the names. This yellow lad, the yellow boy, the ragwort. I think it's on the books in 1930s that you can be fined if you're found growing this on your land, because it's a noxious weed and poisonous to livestock and animals and all. But a nice flushy yellow though, on the roadside to brighten up an otherwise maybe grim looking roadside, but still don't go nibbling on it there. Here's one of my little favourites. This is family Euphorbiaceae. It's a euphorbia. Irish spurge is the common name, or Euphorbia hiberna. And there's a few spurges, alright. They all have that sort of limey yellow flowers and just an alien structure. They're devoid of any sepals or petals on their flowers, but lovely colour to them though, like kind of alien, and the structure of them, and it can be kind of confusing between the spurges, but I'm pretty sure this one is the Irish spurge. And again, Euphorbiaceae, and popping up out of the leaf litter there and looking Splendid, if I say so myself. If you don't mind me saying there, spurge. I think that comes from spurge, maybe the French meaning purge, because I think that's what the latex or the juice that comes from it. But be careful, it can be acidic on the fingers, and I wouldn't say go feckin' eating it or anything anyway. Just leave it be and let it do its thing. Let the pollinators and the things that use it as habitat, let them appreciate, enjoy it, and we just appreciate it aesthetically at least, and etymologically. Is that a word? It is now. Red valerian, ceranthus ruber, Irish slan imera. Another bit of a strange one. Slan in Irish means goodbye, but there's also sláinte, which I believe this comes from, like meaning health or healthy, and imera possibly meaning pouch or maybe vessel, so a healthy vessel. Either way, it's a beautiful plant. Again, brightening up the roadsides in late autumn or fall, October. Beautiful inflorescence, tiny little pinkish white flowers. Not to be confused with common valerian. But there it is anyway, standing quite tall and proud. Yeah, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of ramble up and down the roadsides and seeing what we can see, like and subscribe, and join me in the next one, and we'll see what we can see then. Take care, bye bye.